Hey YouTube family, can y'all hear me? Can y'all see me? Turn this music down. So if you guys can hold on a few minutes. I always use Soul A and Soul B to explain scenarios time to time when I'm speaking of certain things in life. So Soul A, if you go back in the video, Soul A, when I explain about Soul A is the newest soul. Soul A is the first, is having first life experience. But Soul B has been here multiple times. So Soul B is kind of like into getting things done and starting things. And it seems like Soul B has it together. But today Soul A just couldn't seem to get. Soul A was together. It was just the contractors that are involved in the mess had to get in and get some things done. So I decided to go live now. And I know it's been, posted various times. It's been posted. So I'm going to try to go into people's Facebook and let them know that we're live. If you can hold on for a second. I hope everyone is having a nice day. And again, my name is Naima Zakia, owner and operator of Planting Seeds Foundation, and I thank you for your support. I thank you for the likes, the shares, the comments on their cooking videos. I don't know how to share from the laptop, so I'm trying to go into my phone. It's only going to take a minute so people can know we live. All right. Now, down in the description box, you're gonna find. Usually there are links. They're supposed to be links, but what you're gonna find is descriptions of the videos that we can. Here you'll find descriptions of videos that I use and that I suggest for you to listen to either in your AirPods while you're going to sleep, while you're going into the dream state, or when you're going into meditation. Okay, it looks like we got it together. And this is our second class. My post is my second class that I'm posting for the collective. But I deal with my students 3 times a week. And our group day is more closed. So last week, if you guys looked at the first video, if you didn't, go back and recap. I'm going to give a small recap on the shapes that we're using, the everyday shapes. And the example that I gave is when we were children, we ate cereal. We didn't have technology, all of this technology that we have now. We were fascinated with the cereal boxes, a lot of us. And when we were eating cereal, the box held our attention, the back of the box. And there were cross puzzles on the back of the box of cereal, and there were prizes to win. So while we were sitting there eating, we stirred into the box, and the box of cereal is shaped into a square like I have here. I did my best with drawing it for y'all. Did my best. We went over one square in the last video. So whatever you stir into or whatever you give your full attention to, that's what's going to give you, that's a form of meditation. That's a form of meditation right now. So that's why our thoughts are so important, our everyday thoughts. I mean, we know that we have life struggles, and we know that we have a lot of tower moments and the things that go wrong in our lives. That's every day. That's life. It's going to happen. But what would be good to do is stay balanced so we can get through it. And this is a good way. And I'm showing you guys again how I got through it and how I'm getting through it, because healing is a journey. It's no end to the destination of healing. It's no destination. It's no end to the destination of healing. It's a journey. It's a long journey. And while we're here, it's good to know the practices to take advantage of. I hear some music playing. I'm gonna make sure I turn it down real loud. Shh. Okay, so here we have our box. We're gonna give our attention to the first box here, which is in our first video. That's all we had. That's all we were working with. And I explained to you how you should walk if you have an intention, a clear goal. Make up your mind before you walk the perimeter of this box. And you have 4 even sizes. Let's use 3. 3 is the measurement for 4 even sizes. And the square is a closed-in shape. So you have 3 closed shapes. You have nothing exiting for anything to get in or to get out. So you have, I'm going to use gateways. You have no gateways. So we have an even number of 3. We're going to go with the Nikola Tesla symptoms 3. Tesla wouldn't change. He was the one who started Ford Motors. He wouldn't even stay in a hotel room, not unless the number was divisible by 3. 3 was important to him. And in the last video, we discussed 3 is using the 3 as the Christ energy. Because that's what's going into the interior of the square, your energy, whatever you want to accomplish, whatever you want to release and get rid of. It could be a feeling. It could be a way of thought. It could be the people. You may be addicted to people. You may be addicted to things and you want to release it and you want to change your habits. So we're going to speak it as it's already done. So we're going to go here. That's what we're going to put. For example, you put what you want, but that's what you're going to write in your interior or visualize. If you can't draw it and if you're actively using this symbol every day like I do, because this symbol for me is at work and I use it every day. Either you're going to draw it and write your intention in here in the interior of the square. And then you have a second square. This one is 3. As you see, it's a little smaller. Let me turn this around. You see, it's a little smaller than the first square. So we're going to go here with 2. All even sides, a closed-ended shape. 4 sides. 2, 2, 2, 2. 2 is the number of balance. That's one of the things. That 2 means. 2 has many meanings. You can Google the rest of the things that 2 is used for, or the number 2 means. And here we have our second square. Then you're going to write what another thing that you want to release. Like I said, it could be a habit. It could be a feeling. When you're learning to love yourself and different ways to love yourself, you may say, Naima, well, I love myself. I wear the nicest clothes. I drive a nice car. I have a good job. That's not loving yourself. You have to be honest with who you are and what you're struggling with. So in the second square, we're going to write something else that you want to release and get rid of. Let's say fear. We're going to use fear. We're going to write that in the second square. And here, this shape here is called the rhombus. RHOMBUS. So we're going to, this is called our rhombus. We have, the first shape is 3, the second shape is 2. So here in the center is inside the rhombus we're gonna put our end goal. Mine's is not that big for me to write out, but whatever you're trying to accomplish, get rid of, and what the end goal is, and how you want the outcome to be, you're going to focus here in the middle of the rhombus where I just drew that dot. Okay, so you have your numbers, the first square 3, even measurements of 3 on all 4 sides. The interior square, which is inside the larger square 2, with all 2 even sides, another closed shape. You have 2. So these are the numbers that you're going to play with, and the numbers that you're going to use when walking backwards, when walking clockwise and counterclockwise around the shape. So for instance, if you want to release fear, you're going to walk backwards. Or even if you can't walk the shape, you're gonna focus with your eyes, and you're gonna trail the perimeter of the square 2 times, 1, 2, in a full square shape. If you say, Divine Father, Divine, I need to release fear, you're gonna say it. You're gonna say it 3 times because we work with the outer shape. You're gonna go around 3 whole times, speaking conviction. Speak as if you already have it. So you're gonna speak as if you already have released the fear. So you're gonna do that 3 times clockwise around the square. So once we get into the interior, where you've released, where the second thing that you're gonna release, you're gonna walk counterclockwise. You're gonna walk backwards 2 times because you have 2 here. 2 times, and recite what you've released. Say you want to release poverty mindset. That you place that in the interior of your square. Poverty mindset. So you're going to walk around the square twice, 2 times. Now you can get real creative with this project, which is something I do, always do. You can add the 4 3s, 3, 6, 9, 12. Use the number 12 for something, which still adds the 3. 2 and 1 is 3. And then you're going to add these 4 2s. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 4, 6, 8. So you have 12 and 8. You're going to work with the numbers 12 and 8. And 4 goes into 8, as we know, evenly. So those are the numbers that we can work with when doing anything with the square. Now, when it gets down to the rhombus, it looks like a pyramid. It has tips. It has a half pyramid at the top. If you was to draw a line here diagonally down the middle, you would have 2 tips of the pyramid. So you have the top and the bottom of the pyramid. And in the middle, where we drew the dot, is what you want to focus on when looking at or walking around or whatever you want to do with this shape. So it's just as simple as that. You want to practice your breathing. By doing things like this, you want to be in control of your breathing, because, the breathing is our life force. And when we give, a square is just a square until you give energy to it. Point blank and simple. I mean, we know in geometrical shape and in geometrical width, the numbers and everything. But when you add your energy to it, that's when things really change, because you are the magic and you are the energy. That's what you're going to use your energy to manipulate these shapes. whichever way you decide to use them. If you see this shape right here behind me, this is called Metatron's cube. I'm gonna use this for example. You see three holes here. 1, 2, 3. 3 at the top. 1, 2, 3. And then 3 around the pyramid. 1, 2, 3. So this shape, and then the line, not mentioning the lines in the middle. 3 is what's controlling the energy, the number 3. So it's Christ's energy flowing all to and fro and all around this shape here, this Metatron's cube. And then you have circles. You have multiple circles. And then you have a main circle that's holding everything together. When I think of the circle, I like to think of the medicine wheel or the womb. And another reason why the circle is one of the favorites for me to use and to discuss, because it's a point of nothingness. If you just had this circle, this big circle right here, this one circle is the point of nothingness. And as I said in the last video, this is where, in your state of nothingness and at your 0 point where we all get to in life, this is where putrefaction is. And putrefaction brings light. When you flourish and you regenerate and you regenerate your energy and what you want to happen and how you want to heal, it starts at the state and the point of nothingness. And we've all been there where we felt like nothing. You hear me? I know y'all can understand that. I don't know why I'm getting a glare and it look like I got eye boogie, but it's just, all right. I'm gonna need this one person to say something. There's something going on, you know. But that's why the circle is important to me. You know, the womb is dark. You know, our think of the other dark inside of our body, period, is dark, because when physicians and doctors go in to test something and to see what's wrong, they need to use a scope and they need to use a flashlight to shine a light on the fixed area or where the problem might be. So the 0 point of nothingness, the putrefaction, the rotting flesh, or the rotting disease, or the rotting matter that's embodied into organic matter. And you are organic, you are powerful, you are strong, and you are magical. I just, as an adult, because I'm gonna share this with y'all, I did not know. A lot of people know how to hula hoop as a child, and we learn to do that as children. But for me, myself, I always, because of the low self-esteem when I was younger, and our upbringing as Muslim and as Muslim girls, I didn't feel comfortable hula hooping. Not only didn't I feel comfortable, but I just didn't feel comfortable. I'm gonna stick with that. Hula hooping, I didn't feel comfortable with gyrating my hips, for the hoop to go around my waist, because what that did was that agitated. I didn't know then, of course, because I was a child, but now I know it agitated, and it exercises your root chakra and your solar plexus. And this is where our creativity comes from. This is where our sexual organs lie, in our solar plexus and in our root chakra. And your root chakra, you have the base for men, you have the base of the penis, you have the scrotum sac. And for women, up in a solar plexus area, you have the womb, you have the ovaries, and so forth. So I didn't feel comfortable hula hooping as a child. But now as an adult, this 0, which I equate to the medicine wheel, it helps a lot. I know how to channel that energy now. I know how to channel the energy if I get aroused in those areas, and if I get aroused in the root chakra and the solar plexus, I know how to direct the energy straight up to where it comes from out of my crown chakra, and the energy is sent up into the universe, to the divine, and then where I can begin to manifest what I want. The hula hoop, I have back issues, like I discussed in prior videos, how lead poisoning attacks the nervous system, and those are still some issues that I have. So the hula hoop, which is the medicine wheel, I use that as well to relieve pressure in my back because it really helps, and it also tightens the core if you need to tighten your core. So when doing this exercise here, if you're not a drawer, that's okay. Well, we don't have any perfect. We have people that can draw. We have people that are very, very, good when it comes down to drawing. But if you cannot draw a neat circle and a complete circle, a closed-ended shape, or a square or a rhombus, don't let that bother you. If you want to print out a picture and use it, and use visualization. Let me turn it around again while I'm speaking. Use visualization, the visualization techniques. And that's what you do. Be more than welcome. And like I said, wherever you work, wherever you spend most of your time every day, carve out a half an hour. If you say, I work again, my youth, they're all grown now, but they're still at the stage of youth. They're in their early and mid 20s. It's hard for some of them to meditate because they think that meditation consists of sitting still and being quiet. And some of the times you will have to do that. But that's not the only way that meditation is achieved. Meditation is paying attention in anything you give attention to. So if you're giving attention and feeding attention to breath, your prana, 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 you're meditating. If you're regulating your breath in and out, this would be a good way to start off before you begin any exercise or any healing technique. In and out, really slow. 10 in, 10 out. Then when you start at a half an hour, you get used to that. You can bump it up to an hour a day, or an hour 3 times a week. That's how you can work it. You see what I'm saying? But what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to get into a discipline. You're really gonna have to get into some type of discipline and hold yourself responsible for what you want to happen, because it's up to you. It's no easy way through this. And a lot of times when we begin to heal and we begin to first love ourselves and first to start working on ourselves, because, for example, we expect everybody in the world, shall it be our mate, shall it be the people that we work with, people we meet, new relationships, any type of relationship, we expect them to love us and to give us things that we can't give ourselves. And I just want you to think of how unfair that is for you to have that expectation. I want you to think of how unfair that is. You want somebody else to give you something that you can't even give yourself. And you've never even considered to give yourself. So that's what we want to think about right there. So when we start, I digress. So let me get back to the subject. When we start working this square, these 2 squares, and this rhombus, start with breathing. Start with your breathing exercises. Drink water. Set your clock. I have a friend that she set her clock or her phone. It goes off every hour. Our alarm goes off every hour for her to drink water. And water, not only are our bodies made up of water, a large amount of water, 70%, 80%, a large amount of water, when we start to get messages from the divine, it's gonna flow through the water. When water carries memory, so we need to stay replenished. We need to stay hydrated, because you're gonna start changing. Your molecular structure is gonna start changing, and your body, your DNA structure is gonna start changing. Your blood flow will begin to change. Once you get on a discipline and begin to work on yourself using this technique, it's gonna start changing. So you have to be consistent. You have to be patient and write everything down. Keep a journal. I wish I could show you, but like I explained to y'all, I'm at my first property, so a lot of things I don't have here, but I have about 15 journals. The last school I was into, the professor made us have a new journal for each project that we worked on. So I was constantly getting new journals, and they have to be separate for everything. But we'll go over that later. Right now we're working on the basics, rudimentary stuff. So another thing I would like for the ladies and gentlemen to think of while working this project, and if you choose to work this practice, I want you to think of, what why am I doing this? How will I channel information? But you need to have those journals ready to take in the information and to write it down when it happens. And you need to have a separate journal for everything. Like my dream journal is separate from my journal that I have for what I'm going to conquer in that day, in a 24-hour period. So your dream journal has to be strictly for your dreams, because a lot of things is going to come to you in your dream state. And then, what you write about how your day went during the day, that has to be separate. That has to be another whole journal, another whole, writing experience. Another thing that I want to say, when messages begin to come to you, when you begin to channel information, and it may already be happening, some of it is going to sound crazy. And I'm going to give you an example. You may hear voices. You may be really clairaudient. You may hear, voices, or you may be able to get messages through music, any type of music. Write it down. Because right now, things are happening to me now that I dreamt about in 2018. And like I said, I don't know what the planetary alignment was back then. I might have to look it up. But the things that I was dreaming about is I'm going through and it's happening to me right now. Another thing that you also want to think about and get comfortable with is, we went over breathing techniques. You want to download YouTube apps, and like I said, not YouTube applications that you can use every day while you're doing this, while you're going to sleep. Any type of meditation you need, there's a free YouTube channel about it. You can get an app. Download an app if you want to, but a lot of apps cost. I believe it's cost. But the good thing about getting an app versus using what's free on YouTube, by using the app, you won't have commercial interruptions. There's a lot of commercial interruptions on the programs and the channels here on YouTube. But it's effective though, because some of them, they don't have commercial interruptions, and I'm able to use it and fall asleep every night. And I have down there, I believe, the solfeggio. I have the solfeggio, and I have you listen at the solfeggio, the binaural beats. So listen to 528 Solfeggio and the Binural Beats. Is there anything else? And again, what energy do you give each shape? We went over the square. We went over the second square, and we went over a circle. We use this as an example, the circle, and we went over the rhombus. Now, what energy do you want to give it? Think about that. And it's okay if you think of one thing and then change your mind later on, because that's the one good thing about us. We're allowed to grow and we're allowed to change. And that's constant with people, well, with some people. Anything that's not growing is stagnant, it's dead. So you're allowed to change. So if you change your mind about anything that's going on in the interior of the 3 square, then here, the second square, you change your mind, anything about your fear, or if your fear has changed, because that's what we have in the second square. You change it. Do it in pencil so you can erase it. Or print a couple out so you can use differently. You'll be very effective. If you're consistent with this, it'll be effective. But it's up to you if you want to change, if you wish to change, your desire to change. You know, what are you willing to sacrifice? It could be the people that you're hanging around. It could be the people at work. It could be drinking. It could be smoking. You have to take it could be losing weight. You know, you're going to have to sacrifice something. You're going to have to, if it's losing weight, you're going to have to get your ass up every day and exercise. And you're going to have to drink water. You're going to have to change your diet. That's why I built this platform to do my videos, because eating and meditation goes hand in hand. It goes in tandem. So it really goes together. Our thought process, what we're taking in on a day-to-day basis, how we process information, that's going to change all of this. This right here, and your own personal meditation techniques, whatever they may be. But that's up to you. All of this is up to you. What you place in the interior of these squares, and especially what goes in the middle here in this rhombus. Smack dab in the middle. It's up to you. Can't nobody tell you, well, Miss Naima, I don't feel like I'm doing it right. I hear it a lot from my babies. I don't think I'm doing it right. It ain't nothing happening. But you got to keep on doing it. The divine trying to see how serious you are and how committed you're going to be to this. You keep asking for stuff and you keep asking for stuff. And he like, well, you know, he looking, he like, whoa, you got this going on, you got that going on. Because you know, God, the divine, the Most High, they are what they are. The energies are what they are. They're the all-seeing and they're the all-knowing. So they like, you know, they asking for this, but they want me to give them this and that. Like, I can't, some things got to change. Like if you go to the refrigerator and you buy food and you make market, and you think you're just going to put it in your refrigerator. No, you have to clean out whatever old food you have. You have to check those drawers, the cold drawers, and you have to clean it. It has to be a clean vessel for the new food to go in. So when it comes down to your body, I want you to use that same analogy, and I want you to think about that. Before I try to put new things in, before I change my diet, before I change my way of thinking and my old habits, the old stuff is going to have to go. If I can't keep going out shopping and buying new clothes and think I'm going to keep on putting clothes on top of what's already there, I'm going to have to clean the old clothes out to make room for the new. So it's the same way when it comes down to us as a people. And you know how you handle things and how you handle your healing journey. I had to go back to my childhood. As young as 5, as back as far as I can remember in my childhood. memories when I was doing things to heal throughout the hard parts of my life, and I kept on doing things to heal, and I kept on asking the divine for things. I kept on going back and to remember the things that triggered me, and it showed me why things wasn't working out the way I thought they should and the way I wanted them to, or the way I thought I wanted them to. You understand? You have to realize that, because we are not going to get things are not going to happen the way we want all the time. And you can be really specific in your day-to-day activity, and then you're asking. You can be really specific, but like I said, the old stuff has to be removed. The thought process, the procrastination, you're having low energy. You got to raise your vibration. You raise your vibration, you ain't gonna have to worry about no fuck people coming around you or wanting to deal with you. You're not gonna have to worry about that. As you continue to do that's gonna change, because nobody that's on any low vibrational shit is gonna want to be around you, because those are the people that have the thought process. Oh, she thinks she good. She thinks she's smart. She always got something to say. Those are those type of people that say things like that. So when things start to change, you're gonna, and there's gonna be people that you never thought that you'll have to get rid of or lose. It's gonna be family. It's gonna be family. Not relatives. It's gonna be family. It's gonna be those close ones. Oh, that's my favorite cousin. Oh, we go out all the time. Yeah, every weekend we going out to party, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be that type of stuff. So what are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to give up? You have to be disciplined. So, take your time, but at the same time, hold yourself accountable. Because some of the things that I've never imagined has happened to me. And I explained that a lot to you in prior videos. If you go back through the archives and you look under Alchemy Empress. Like I said, psychic abilities, has enhanced, and still a lot of things that, I've gained material things. I've told y'all that too. I still haven't reached my end goal, but it's going to take time. It's going to take time. And like I said, things is not going to happen the way you want to. It's just going to take time, because the divine needs to see how diligent that you are, and if you really want and deserve what you're asking for, and if you're willing to do the work and to put in your work. So I'm done rambling. I'm done, talking. So go down in the description box. Access some of those. They're not links, so when you click on them, it won't take you straight to the meditation. You're going to have to manually type it in, because I don't know how to post. I really don't know how to use my clipboard as of yet, so I don't know how to post the clip-ons and post the links. So access the meditations that's down in the description box here and begin your journey. You're going to be surprised of what you learn about yourself. You're going to be, when you get rid of and you start using this to change your poverty mindset. And for those of y'all who don't know what that is, that's anything that you think, or any way that you continuously think of lack and not having. Like we say, I'm broke. I ain't got. You speak of it like you already have it. If you become the vibration, if you become aligned with the vibration of currency, money is going to come to you. But if you're going around trying to manipulate people and manipulate situations in order to get money, you're going to fail. You're going to always fail. Become the current. Become the currency, and you'll be in the vibration with money. You'll be aligned. So it's going to take practice. It's going to take patience. You got to get out of that poverty mindset. You deserve everything you asking for. The properties, the land, the health, because wealth is no good without health. If you got decayed organs and, bad backs and bad knees, and if you overweight, all the money in the world not going to matter because you stuck in thinking that you fine the way you are. Eating junk, sweating behind the knees, and stuff like that because you overweight. So begin the process, begin the journey. You'll thank yourself for it. You'll feel like a whole new person. And until next time, I want y'all to like, share, and subscribe. The last video, I appreciate I haven't really got any likes, and that's fine. I appreciate the subscribers. I appreciate the views. Planting Seed Foundation, we're going to start working on. I went out and brought some seedlings because, as you know, we're going to be planting our own vegetables and things like that for our cooking classes and growing our own food. So I want y'all to stay tuned for that. That's what we have coming next. And just like, share, and subscribe. If you go to the About box, that's where you can find every single link on the social media platforms that we have: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And until the next time, peace.